Here's part 2 from Shadow's reading on wild. When humans look at the wild in animals, they love it and they are mesmerized by it because they recognize the completeness in being wild. They understand that when you participate in the wild, you can be authentic. You don't have to be perfect or educated or correct or successful because wild has a story of its own. When humans give themselves to the wild story of their life, they find deliverance from what tethers them. Deliverance from the restrictions of over-domestication that strangles their wild voice. Deliverance from fulfilling a prophecy that was assigned to them instead of fulfilling a prophecy that reveals itself as they write their own wild destiny. Wild is not always untamed. It is not uncontrollable. It is not grand displays of rebellion. Wild is wisdom. Wild is authenticity. Wild is seeing the bigger picture. Wild is release from conformity. Wild is deliverance from limitations. Wild is clarity on what needs to be done and will proceed with dedication and purpose until it is satisfied that justice has prevailed. Wild is balance. Wild is compassion. Wild is love without expectation other than the expectation of love itself has been satisfied, without retribution or without assessment. You know what I really like about this, and I actually had a puppy that I did a reading for, and she talked about wild, and it's not uncontrollable. We think about when someone is wild, they've gone wild, and someone's acted out in huge rebellion. But wild isn't always uncontrollable. Sometimes wild is very calm and very internal. She says that wild has a way that it has a story of its own. I'm going to be doing a series on wild, and I'm going to include this in there because we would benefit from writing our own wild story, where it is that we've been over domesticated, where it is that we have acquiesced too much in our life, where are we over domesticated, and how does this reflect in our horses? Are our horses over domesticated? Are they encouraged to always keep a part of that innate wildness within them? I mean, basically, when you have horses, in a way, you have a wild animal, and it's part of the beauty of it, and of course, it's part of the fear and the danger of it. But this is a beautiful writing from Shadow, the feral little filly up in Canada. So video 3 will be coming along, but in the meantime, think about your own wild destiny. Think about writing your own wild story. There's brilliance in this.